Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another video, welcome to another show. It is 2 a.m. It is the 3rd of October. Yeah, 2:11 a.m. And we're having a really good day. We just did a video about the power of mask or the importance of mask in my life. And yes, there is an importance to mask in my life. Now, the crazy thing that we're gonna do, look how nice it is. Look how beautiful it is. It's so peaceful. Look at those stars. You see those stars? It is so peaceful. And we were talking about mask, right? And I did a story about a kid, which is me, and that kid didn't like himself. He didn't like the way he was. And I realized that a lot of the reason why I didn't like that kid, a lot of the reason why I didn't have self confidence because I think I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who Ink was. I didn't know what Stefan was. And it's tough. It's tough because at the end of the day, you're in a position where you don't even know who you are. And I feel like even if you were to know who you are as a kid, you're gonna change as an adult. It's normal, but you don't even know who you were. I was talking about masks and the importance for me because they were the only way I didn't have to be me, which is kind of sad when you think about it. And then we have the second part of the story where talking about my parents and wanting to follow them and having some really good part about my mom, but some really bad part about my mom, some really good part about my dad, but some really bad part about my dad. And as a kid, I think you latch onto those qualities, you latch onto those flaw. Luckily, my parents got divorced. I was very young, and I was a little shit. And really young, I understood the greed. Not greed for money, not greed for material, but greed for knowledge. And in my mind, you see, when your parents get divorced, the first thing you think is, okay, well, two Christmas, twice a gift, right? But then you realize one thing: you're not together anymore. That the family unit that you had, that family unit that was supposed to be your foundation, doesn't exist anymore. So what do? You naturally speaking will do two family units, one with my mom, one with my father, right? When you have two family units, you get to choose. But as a kid, why choose? I get to have both, and I'm greedy. So what I would do is I would like, okay, well, I like this about my mom, I like this about my father, put them. Then I realized that I was shaking the trait that I like about both, and I was trying to avoid the flaws that he had, right? I don't think you can avoid flaws, but as long as you think that you can avoid them, you avoid them. And with my parents, it was a really cool story because I was like, okay, I'm the best of them, I'm the best of her, I'm the best of him, and that's me. And then you realize that you spend your whole life, your entire life, you spend it trying to be someone that you're not, because you went halfway there and you went halfway there, and then you realize that you went nowhere and the train is gone. The train to your identity is gone. I can honestly say not a lot of people are gonna disagree with that, but I can honestly say the train to forge myself is gone. The way I am today, yes, I am the way I am. I am the person I am, and I'll always be who I am, right? That does make a lot of sense until you realize that usually as a kid you have this person that you are, those foundation, those value, how they evolve, those perception, how do they evolve, the friend that you have, now they affect you, nurture versus nature, right? And you have this train, and this train paths, and this train is supposed to go in this very narrow way for you to become the person you are today. And there's a lot of things that affect you. If how was your parents? That's gonna be who you are as a parent. If a person cheat on you, that affects your confidence. If you get bullied, that affects your self confidence. See, there's a lot of things that are gonna affect you, but that's a train of life. However, as a kid, I saw the train. I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna do my. I'm gonna take the limousine because I thought the limousine was the best way. The limousine didn't have a driver, right? So not knowing who I was, I became a follower. And you hear me a lot of times, saying that my life purpose, my entire purpose in life was to figure out what was good, what was evil, to be the kindest person I could be. It's a very noble goal, right? And then lately, you haven't heard me talk about it that much, right? Been a couple of months that I talk about positivity versus negativity, good versus evil. It's been a month. It's been a couple of months actually. The reason is that because I understood balance, so that both coexist, and that's okay, and that's needed. One wouldn't exist without the other in this fucked up world. So it points you to the last section of this video. Last section, I'm telling you guys, the last section is pretty special. As a kid, I was so busy following my father, my mom, I didn't know who to follow. And that, just like the train of life, followed me for years. I was looking for someone to follow. And then, the unavoidable happened. You followed the wrong people. Everybody followed the wrong people. Everybody had a person in your life take advantage of you. So what do? You stop following people. And then some people will turn to God. Some people will turn to a sport. Some people will turn to a certain show. Some people will turn to social media. That's why so many young kids are lost today. So many young kids are rotting their brain on social media, and that's fine. That's the new reality, right? And I followed, and I realized that's bad. I shouldn't talk about this, but I realized it didn't matter who I followed. I was so desperate. I had such a need to follow. I always talk about that 21, 22, 23. I was an asshole, and I truly hurt people. I lied, I manipulated, I did horrible shit. But truly horrible shit. Now, did I commit crime? No. Did I hurt people? No. I hurt them emotionally for sure. When I look back at that time, right? Look back at that time, I was selfish. I followed this guy on TV, which was Kenny Hart. Fucking love Kenny Hart, still do. To this day, I still do. One of my fucking role model. And he had a sense of moral where you do whatever it takes, which is insane because you see Rich Piana that did a video about a couple of days ago, whatever it takes, and it was talking about motivation and about working hard and working as much as possible, right? And that was it. And whenever I think about that, I was like, oh yeah, but I was following that guy. No, I was following a bad path because I was being rewarded. I felt it wasn't. It felt like I was moving forward. And when your entire life, you stay in the same place and you move forward for the very first time, it's special. It's really special. And you don't care who you hurt. These feelings addictive. And then you realize how much you've hurt people, and you realize that there's not a single person in your life that you haven't manipulated, you haven't lied to. Not a single person. And then you follow this, and then because of that, I want to redeem myself, and the way to redeem myself was being too kind. Last job, I was talking about the bully. What I don't say is I allowed that bully to be the bully. If I told him fuck you the first day, things would have been different. But I had to redeem myself. I had to be kind, and I had to be so nice, always, to everyone, because I was so bad to anyone for no reason. Yeah. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this video is because I finally understand that there's balance, there's no good, there's no evil, and if there was, they cannot coexist. They cannot exist without the other. They have to coexist. And for the first time in my life, I'm not following. For the first time in my life, I'm walking my own line. For the first time in my life, I do whatever the fuck I want to do. And it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's really amazing. A lot of people, a lot of people ask me, how do you do to do all of those videos in a day? How come you have 25,000 videos? Well, the majority of those are self-questionment or self-doubt. The majority of those are myself asking myself questions. And they're me trying to find an answer to with you guys. Thinking out loud. They're a product of society. They're a product of myself. They're a product of my lack of social interaction. They're a lack of my social inabilities to form new bonds. Yeah. I've had this this new friend, right? And I'm not gonna name names. It's not the point. But he's a friend. He would come to every single live. He would support, and he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. And then he sent me some nature corn, so you can use it. The one thing that I thought was nice, which I give him a shout out. I said, I gave him a shout out. Stop talking. Didn't answer. And yeah. I'm like, was he using me? Or maybe he just has something. Then he came back a couple later, so I had no internet for a couple of days. And I'm like, dude, that sucks. In my back of my head, did I believe him? And I don't know. See, all of those questionments, all of those good versus evil, I've lost. I've lost really good friends on the platform. I lost 3 really good friends. And if you ask me, it's their fault. One of them for not being present, for not being the friend that she could be. One of them because he was too present. And one of them because the only conversation that he was willing to have was... the only conversation that he was willing to have was... Look at another video. Anywho, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.